Back in your local news, North Mankato Police Department files charges in connection with a string of thefts earlier this summer. Authorities say a 14-year-old boy from North Mankato faces 8 criminal counts related to the incidents. Several cases were cleared through the investigation, according to law enforcement. The boy is charged with 1 count each of possession of burglary tools, motor vehicle theft, driving without a license, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's also charged with 4 counts of tampering with a motor vehicle. North Mankato Police Chief Ross Gullickson stresses that a majority of these kinds of theft result from unlocked vehicles.